you are not doomed. There are a lot of places that you can go right now for healing advice and self-help advice. And what I want to make sure you understand is that even though you're probably going to find out lots of things about your past, about your childhood, about your family, about all these environmental influences and how they've affected you, please know that you are not doomed. You are not doomed to repeat the behaviors of other people. You are not doomed to suffer the same things that other people in your family suffered. You are not, you're not doomed to be an alcoholic. If somebody in your family was an alcoholic, you're not doomed to get cancer because somebody in your family has cancer. You're not doomed to anything genetically. You're not doomed to anything personality-wise. All of these things that we used to think were permanent and a given, we're understanding now that that's not true. That the body and the mind have this amazing ability to heal themselves. You can think a certain way for 30 years of your life and then decide one day that you don't want to think that way anymore. And it takes some time, but your brain actually creates new grooves, new pathways, so that you can live a whole new life with a whole new attitude or a whole new personality. It's the same thing with genetics. We're realizing now that just because we have certain genetic markers, or just because people in our family have certain genetic markers, doesn't mean that we have to experience the same thing that they did. We can live differently. We can live a healthier life. We can take care of all the things that maybe they didn't take care of. So there's nothing that you're doomed to repeat. And there's nothing that you're meant to live with forever. You have the power to change anything and everything that you want to change about your life, about your attitude, about your beliefs, about your feelings, everything. And that's amazing to think about. And some people get really overwhelmed by that because then the ball's in your court. Then you're responsible for making the changes you need to make and taking full accountability for what you do or don't do, or the changes you make or don't make. So there is an element of fear that comes up in us. Did you ever try to change something about yourself that you knew was a healthy change, but there was part of you that just couldn't do it? That's because there's that element of fear there. And it's important to understand that that's a normal part of this. That anytime you try to change something about yourself or believe differently or think differently, there are fears that are going to come up. There are old limiting beliefs that will come up and say, well, no, you can't really change that, or no, you can't really make that any better. So it's important to know that, one, you have the ability to change things, and two, that through the process of doing that, fears are going to come up. So your best line of defense when the fears do come up is to let them be there. And say to yourself, yeah, you know, this is really scary to me. This feels really frightening because it's different than what I'm used to. And just let those fears be there for a while. Let them tell you whatever story they need to tell you. Maybe journal about it, write them all down. Those things need to come out. Because once you get those fears out of your body, then you're making space for new thoughts, new feelings, new beliefs to come in. I hope you'll take the time today to think about all of the things that you've been told you have, or that you are, or that you suffer from, and give yourself some space with it. Write down everything that you feel like holds you back, or all the things that you're afraid of repeating in your family or in your life. And just start to tell yourself that you can overcome anything you want to. It's a process. It takes time. But it's all up to you. You never have to live with anybody else's stuff anymore. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.